Handlebars Musky Lures proudly presents Ben McQuinney Outdoor Radio on the Reno Viola Web Radio Network. A look across Canada at the people and manufacturers that make up our great Canadian sport fishing industry, with tips and stories along the way.
Hey folks, this week's show is all about carp, and I have a really special guest, Peter Kolkas. He's a friend of mine, and I had the opportunity this past weekend to have him over to the house for dinner and a candid interview about his journey from Greece to Canada and his passion for the carp fishery. So stick around for more right here on Ben McQuinney Outdoor Radio on the Reno Viola Outdoor Radio Network.
You're listening to Ben McQuinney Outdoor Radio, proudly supported by Sound Express DJ Service in Ottawa. Like them on Facebook today. Out here, the choice is clear. Angler's Choice. Visit them today at anglerschoice-ca. Sing the bling at handlebarsmuskylures.com. The best and most friendly leaders on the market today. Remember the name, huskymusky.ca. You're listening to Ben McQuinney Outdoor Radio, proudly supported by Sound Express DJ Service in Ottawa. Like them on Facebook today.
Hi folks, welcome to another edition of Ben McQuinney Outdoor Radio right here on the Reno Viola Outdoor Radio Network. Live in the studio, good friend and mentor to myself, Peter Kolkas. Peter, welcome to the show.
It's nice to be here again.
Peter, I have to say, for the record, you are one of those anglers that have put the carp fishing in Ontario on the map. Just beautiful, beautiful pictures, beautiful fish. You have such a divine respect for this creature, and I just want to get a background on you. And so let's take a step back. You're not originally Canadian. It's a little bit of a mix-up. You're from Greece. Tell us about your experience of carp fishing in Greece and how you became such a specimen angler for this species.
Well, I've been fishing ever since I can remember myself. Carp fishing in Greece started about 20 years ago, the truth is. Somebody from France introduced it. And fishing with buoys, which was basically revolutionary because people started catching fish that couldn't be caught before that. They just simply would not bite on current.
Mm-hmm. Now, for our listeners, a boilie is a round ball of organic material.
It is different types of flowers put together with eggs.
Yep.
You boil it, you dry it out, you pre-bait, and you use the same thing or different types of bait, either corn or again the same boilie or a different one, for your hook bait. Mm-hmm. And you basically get the fish used to eating that, and they look for it afterwards.
So for the boilie, as it sits in the water, it begins to break down.
Of course, there's different types of boilies. There's soluble boilies. There's boilies that I've made boilies that can last up to 2 days in the water.
Wow.
I've caught fish after a day and a half of casting.
Mm-hmm. So, getting back to you in Greece, when did you, what age did you start this?
I started specimen fishing about 7-8 years ago.
Okay.
So when the boilies were introduced in Castoria, where I'm from, after a year, I got onto that. Okay. I saw people catching fish. I already knew how to fish. Yeah. I always wanted to catch something bigger, but I hadn't up to that day. Like I was up to then. The biggest fish that I had caught, believe it or not, was about 2 pounds. And I made my own recipe, and by asking around, unfortunately, not many people were willing to help, and I see the same thing here from a lot of people, and I'm not that kind of guy, and I think that's why I'm getting so much feedback from people, even on Instagram and everyone. I'm saying, I'm telling people, ask me.
Yeah. Peter is definitely. I would have to use the phrase guru when it does come to specimen fishing for common carp. I had the opportunity last year to go out and experience this. So if anybody's ever interested in carp fishing in the area, we're here in Waterloo, but carp fishing is all over the Grand River watershed. It's in the Thames watershed. Carp's been an introduced species in Ontario, and it's taken off with a lot of oomph. And like I said, hats off to you for making it one of those fun fish to catch, because there's a science to us. Tell us about the science, and tell us about how this fish differs from any other fish.
It's not a predator fish.
It's not a predator.
The fact that it is not a predator fish makes it different.
Mm-hmm.
And over here, on people, not unfortunately, like in Canada, we're fortunate, we're lucky enough to have so many different species to go for. We can catch lake trout, steelhead, salmon, and during the runs, they're easy. The truth is, carp. This is carp paradise. Okay, you can catch carp in Canada anywhere with the simplest methods. All you need is a little technique. Someone to show you how to start. And it really is so simple, and it's not. It doesn't even cost much.
No.
And for somebody that really loves fishing, there's no way that he will not like carp fishing. People in Europe are crazy about carp fishing
they are.
for a reason.
Yeah.
It's not a coincidence that millions of people are hooked on this specific type of fishing. And that is something that Canadians and Americans are coming to realize slowly, but it's coming faster and faster.
Yeah.
You know? Like at the beginning, I was, even on Instagram, from what I was seeing, most of my followers were not that enthusiastic about the carp pictures. But as it was continuing,
they wanted to see more.
The bigger the fish, they were getting amazed. They were like,
excited.
Probably thinking about what would it be like having something like that on the end of my line. You know? Because it really cannot compare to anything else.
No.
Freshwater.
No.
Alligator gar that's 100, 200 pounds, that's a different story. Like, you gotta look at fish at the same category. And you can put any fish that's 5 pounds or a 2 pound fish. Give me a bass, give me a salmon, give me anything you want. The carp is a tank. It won't die easy. You can take it out of the water, take your pictures, place it back in, let it go with care, always.
Always.
If you bang it around, okay, it's a fish, it's a live organism.
Let's
you have
not
to be
hurt
gentle.
it.
But above all, respect. And I'm telling you, I'm willing to help anyone that would be interested.
Now, with carp, I've learned through you, and now is the time where you can. The ice is starting to leave the channels and the rivers,
best period.
and this is the time when you want to go out and you want to start. If you already have a spot where you've set up and you are a carp angler and you enjoy targeting that species, now's the time to get out there and start looking for activity.
That is true. That not like I went, for example, yesterday to look at a couple of spots that I know, and just to see how there was still ice. The truth is, it's still a little too early for those spots, but there are carp that are being caught in certain locations. It all comes down to the water temperature. Okay?
Absolutely.
But that's it. It's the water temperature. So if the weather keeps on staying warm for these days, or turns back warm, because as soon as I got my days off, as
Cold
usual,
snap.
the weather went bad. But in a couple of weeks, it's gonna be crazy. Carp are gonna be biting all over the place, and they're literally everywhere.
Now, when do carp spawn?
Spring and fall.
Spring and fall.
Spring and fall. But
so right now, are they generating
in spring? Large numbers of them, like they all go to shallower waters.
Okay.
So that's why they're easier to catch. You know, like they're more accessible. And I really gotta note that. All my pictures, I've been fishing from shore. A lot of people think that in order to catch fish like that, you need a boat. You gotta rent a boat. If not, if you don't own one, you need who knows what kind of special tackle. It is really simple, people. Keep it simple.
Yep.
One rod, line straight to the hook.
Yep.
10, 12 pound, depending, even 14, 16, depending on how good you are with your fishing rod, what experience you have, you know. And a hook, depending on the fish that you're going for, how big they are, you can use from a size 10, 14 up to down to a size 1.
Yeah.
Depends on the size of the fish you're going for. I'm catching them with size 6 and size 4 hooks.
Yeah. I remember from earlier discussions with you, you said carp are like cattle. They're grazers. They graze. And when it comes time for presenting your presentation to them, it has to be presented in a natural manner because they're so skittish. They're
cautious.
They're sensitive to, just like a cow.
They
literally
see detail that people can't imagine. Like people think that carp can't see; they only smell. They see a lot. They see perfectly.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, and it really is the way you're gonna set up your rig is what is gonna give you a result.
Excellent.
Okay, so.
Folks, I don't mean to cut Pete off, but we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to get back more on some of the techniques that are available out there for targeting carp. And like I said, now's the time. So stick around. We got more coming up right after this.
Zing to bling at handlebarsmuskylures.com. The best and most musky-friendly leaders on the market today. Remember the name, huskymusky.ca. From the class to the water, building women's confidence in the outdoors one seminar at a time. Start building yours today at fishing101forwomen.ca. Now it's time for On the Water with the Bassassins.
Hey folks, as the warmer temperatures start to increase here in Ontario, the rivers are definitely flowing, and I just want to remind everybody at this time, please stay away from the fast currents. And if you are an adventurous fisherman, like most of us are, please wear a flotation suit or PFD, and bring some safety equipment for yourself. And if there's shelf ice, just stay away from it because the rivers are flowing, and I don't want to see anybody get hurt because I expect to see you all back on the water wherever we meet and at the shows and such. So take care, tight lines, till next time.
Out here, the choice is clear. Angler's Choice. Visit them today at anglerschoice.ca. If multi-species action is what you crave, catch it today at fishenvy.ca. Fish Bum Outfitters, official apparel of Ben McQuinney Outdoor Radio. Fish Bum Outfitters, not your grandfather's fishing apparel. Change the way fish see you at fishbumoutfitters.com today. Book your trophy mission today with keithstrophyfishing.com. That's keithstrophyfishing.com.
All right, folks, we're back. I'm here with special guest Peter Kolkas, and we're going to take you back to Greece again and talk about the technique over there as compared to how it was here now. So what were some of the techniques and equipment that you were using over there?
No comparison.
No comparison.
No comparison. Over there, I would have 35-pound line on my reels. I'd use lead core
line.
Yeah, at the end.
Okay.
And then I'd have my rig set up, like the how do you call it? I'm sorry, the
hair rigs.
The hair rig.
Okay.
Yes, which would be either with braid or with fluorocarbon or stiff rigs, coated braid.
Yep.
Which I preferred a lot of times. It all depended on where you were fishing.
Okay.
And that's why I want to specify that when I say I can help you catch fish, I can't make the fish jump in your boat
Yeah.
or on land.
Yeah.
Or I can't tell you, go tie this up and you'll cast it there and you'll catch. I need to know what the water is like.
Yeah.
That's what everybody has to know in order to catch some. Because it is a bottom feeder.
Yep.
So what does it eat at the lake that you're fishing for it?
Is it feeding on crayfish?
Exactly. What is its natural food?
Yeah.
If you want to take it to the next level. Or even if you don't want to take it for the food, just how is the bottom?
Yeah.
Is it silt?
Yeah.
Is it gravel? Is it sand? How is it? What do you have to present? How will you present it to make it look, to blend in with its environment so that when the fish comes over there, it doesn't see it and it picks up your hook bait with all the free offerings around. Because you always have to offer something for carp. They are like cows, okay? But they're smart cows.
Yeah, they're smart cows. So now, not to discredit you or anything at all. So were you using equipment that was readily accessible to you for whatever it was worth, whether it was like a pole and a line or rod and reel?
Equipment is something I personally always, ever since I can remember myself, I always looked for that extra thing in my tackle. Like I wanted to feel sure with what I used. So I would always use high-end tackle, okay? Which it costs.
It does.
But
the payoff.
If you want to do what you're doing well, you know, everything takes sacrifice in this world. So I always spent the extra buck for that.
Awesome.
And
so now you're in Canada. You're still specimen fishing for carp. How has your gear?
It's different. Like over here, I use a steelhead rod. Which is very fun. That's the only reason that I'm using it. I use a 13-foot steelhead rod with a center pin that has a drag system on it. It's easier for me because a fish takes up to 15, 20, 25, half hour. It can take you to land it. That's a long time, a lot of strain on your fingers, you know, like, so drag helps. In Greece, we'd use heavy duty rods that were again pretty long, 12, 13 foot, sometimes shorter, depends on.
But no reel.
Fishing. The reel was a spinning reel.
Okay.
Big pit reels.
So like a bait runner.
Exactly.
Okay.
Either a bait runner or like reels that are very similar, or even some people use surf casting reels. In order to be able to cast that extra yard, you know, get out there when they had to. You asked earlier about when do carp spawn, and I said spring and fall. So in fall, this is nothing new. I'm pretty sure that a lot of people that fish for carp know this. They head deeper. Okay. So the key is just to find out where are they located in deeper areas. If you're catching them in summer, for example, in spring, where I catch them at Tommy Thompson Park, I located them about
15, 20 feet?
No, not that little. 400, 500 yards from there.
Oh, from the
in
shore.
a pool.
Oh, in a pool, okay.
I never got the chance to fish for them because of work, and I just really didn't have the chance. But they all school up again, and it's so easy to get them. People that have boats, they can get on fish so easy. So easy.
Guelph Lake is a man-made reservoir. And there's an abundance of carp in that reservoir, and just from boat, my better half Deb, she was able to rustle up a 6-pound carp. She had no idea what was on her line. She thought it was either a perch messing with her, a rock bass, or a bass messing with her. And I said, I really think you have a carp on. I said, if it's been playing with you this long, he's either taken it and you don't know he's taken it. And what is setting the hook is so crucial on these fish. You don't want to take it out of their mouth, and you have to be able to, Tell us about
when you are fishing with corn on your hook, leave the tip exposed.
Okay.
Okay. So when because the carp will take it as soon as it feels that this is not normal, something's tricky, something's going on here, it'll take off. Okay, and it will usually get caught by itself.
So it hooks
but
itself on the turn.
You need the tip exposed. If the tip is not exposed, it will not grab onto its lip, where it has to.
Yeah.
So
because you don't want to ever
slip out.
You don't ever want to gut hook one of these fish.
I've never gut hooked one of these
That's
fish.
great.
It's great. Like with boilies, bolt rigging, where you use hair rigs, you will never get a carp caught. I don't know. I've never heard anything like that.
No.
To get a carp swallow the bait or something. No, it'll always get caught on the lip.
On the lip,
and usually the bottom one.
Okay. So moving to Canada now. Your gear has changed, but the baiting and the stalking of this species doesn't change.
No, that even that is different in a way.
Okay.
You do have to bait them. That will never change.
Yeah.
Okay. They love corn. That will never change. The difference is here. They will pick up corn as from your hook.
Yeah.
A lot easier than a carp in Europe or Greece, for example.
Okay.
It's they don't know what it is. There's thousands, if not millions, of them in Lake Ontario. Most of them have never seen a hook before in their life.
Yeah.
So it is easier to get them. But again, they see perfectly. I get people on commenting to me. They're like, I see them. I see fish in my pond.
Yeah.
They're massive, or there's so many of them. I toss my bait. They turn around. Yes, they will turn around because they know you're fishing for them.
Yeah.
They see you.
Yeah.
Carp are not stupid.
No.
And no offense to people that fish for bass. Bass is an amazing type of fishing. It's an amazing, but the fish itself is stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, it's an it works.
It's a reaction.
It's a reaction.
Yeah.
It goes in front of him. If it triggers a fish, if the bait triggers the fish, it'll get it.
Yeah, because it's a predatory fish. Where carp.
Same goes with muskie. Same goes with bass. I've seen videos with muskie attacking fish that are hanging from a kayak.
Yeah.
So you'll never get a carp accidentally that's 30, 40 pounds.
They're non-aggressive.
Never.
They're grazers, like you
exactly.
said.
Yeah. You have to approach it in a way that it does not know that you're there.
Yeah.
That's how I get them.
Well, folks, special guest Peter Kolkas. You can find him on Facebook. I'll be including some of his links on my Twitter feed, as well as on Ben McQuinney Outdoor Radio. Peter Kolkas, always a pleasure to have you. Thank you for stopping by the studio this weekend.
Thank you so much for inviting me. I really gotta thank everyone that is following me on Instagram. I am blown away from.
And he's here to help anybody who wants to learn more about this species specific fish and learn more and how to catch not just numbers but big fish. And you've caught some big fish, and I'll be sharing some of those big fish as well.
I really gotta say a special thank you to David Clark. I want to mention Anthony Rofidal as well. They've helped me a lot, especially David Clark. David is the one that took me to those spots. I'm thankful. I'm grateful for that. I told him I know how to fish. I just gotta get out there. I had a rough time coming here.
Yeah.
It's not different changing your country, leaving your country. He helped me, and I really appreciate that. And honestly, anything that I can help with, a tip for fishing, I'm more than happy to do so.
There we go.
And I don't want to keep, because you said that I helped show carp fishing to the world in Canada.
Well, I think you've been very instrumental in Ontario for raising the bar of carp fishing.
I cannot take the credit for that. Like, honestly, there are so many good anglers.
Absolutely.
English anglers, French anglers, from all over, Romanian, that are amazing, and they have done so much in the industry and put carp fishing where it is.
Yep.
It's.
But you're one of those people in my book.
I got the goosebumps right now.
All right. Well, folks, you'll be seeing and hearing more of Peter in days and weeks to come. And be sure to tune in next week for more Ben McQuinney Outdoor Radio right here on the Reno Viola Outdoor Radio Network. Thank you, Peter.
Thanks.
Handlebars Muskie Lures proudly presents Ben McQuinney Outdoor Radio on the Reno Viola Web Radio Network. A look across Canada at the people and manufacturers that make up our great Canadian sport fishing industry, with tips and stories along the way. Out here, the choice is clear. Angler's Choice. Visit them today at anglerschoice-ca. The best and most friendly leaders on the market today. Remember the name, huskymusky.ca. If multi-species action is what you crave, catch it today at fishenvy.ca. Ben McQuinney Outdoor Radio, proud supporter of Muskies Canada Inc. If you're passionate about the outdoors and love muskie fishing, join today at muskiecanada.ca. Book your trophy mission today with keithstrophyfishing.com. That's keithstrophyfishing.com.
Well, that's all the time we have this week, folks. Thanks for sticking around and listening to me and my special guest, Peter Kolkas, talking about carp. And the temperatures are warming up, and now's the time to get out there and check your local waters for some activity as the shorelines break way to free water. Stick around next week. We're going to have Dave Chong and talking about the recent GTA bass tackle swap that I was fortunate enough to participate in. We'll get a recap from Dave. And also I got a special guest lined up. Some of you may be familiar with him, some of you not. Charlie Moore is going to be joining us. So that's all we have for this week. Be sure to tune in next week right here on Ben McQuinney Outdoor Radio on the Reno Viola Outdoor Radio Network.